Welcome to Less House More Moolah podcast. I'm Laura Lynch, a certified financial planner professional and your host. For me, alternative or tiny living is more than just a lifestyle of minimalism or lower cost housing. It allows me to live a life aligned with my values. And as of October 2024, it also allowed us to become 100% debt and mortgage free. If you are looking for alternatives to the conventional path because you want to be more financially resilient and kinder to the earth, you have found the right podcast. So hit that subscribe button because new episodes are out every Thursday. Hey there. So I'm recording this on June 4th, which is a big day for us. Do you know why? Because it was 1 year ago that we got into our trucks and drove across the country to move into the tiny house full time. So 1 year ago today was that huge shift and milestone for us. It is hard to believe. The year has literally flown by in a blink. And I'm just expressing today and feeling very grateful for all the things that have happened in the last 365 days. It took us about 3 days to get out here, and then we really settled into some of the maybe longer term infrastructure improvements. Last June, I was down in our water cistern cleaning it out because we hadn't ever fully buried it, and so it had some algae, so cleaning that out, and then dealt with some cold over the winter. We bought more property that we've been working on in Colorado. We've done a lot in the last year, working on my business, working on Eric's business, working on bookkeeping and changing of residences, and just so many details. It's hard to remember them all. And just this week, Buzzsprout, the syndicator for this podcast, let me know that the podcast has had 7,500 downloads. The podcast is turning 2. So that, along with some recent bump in subscribership and interest on social media that came through the tiny home tour, as well as the conversation with Zach and John, makes me feel like that some progress has been made of all the diligence and showing up that I've done over the past year and 2 years. I think it was John Weisbarth in our conversation a couple of episodes ago where he said that having a home base to come back to is a really important safe space for us as we launch out on all of the adventures of life. And I feel so grateful to this tiny house for being our safe home base that we've been able to come back to every day as we continue to chase all the shiny ideas and work on all the projects. Every day we get to come back to this 300 square feet and have dinner and wrap up our day and go to bed and feel safe and comfortable and not worried about how we're going to pay the mortgage next month or how we're going to continue to keep up with all of the responsibilities that we used to have. This has been a great year. The dogs have settled in. They have figured out that when I climb into this loft, it is time for them to take a nap. And so everyone has gotten into our routine. I've seen all 4 gorgeous seasons happen and play out in the canyon while walking the dogs every day. And it's just been a beautiful transition to see the green spring up suddenly out of nowhere in the spring. And now here we are in June and things are actually coming into maturity. And then we know we have the beautiful fall season and the changing of the leaves to come. And I must say, Winter has been my absolute favorite just because it's been so nice to be chilly in the dry air. That was not something that I got to experience very often all the years that we were in Florida. So here we are, 1 year from that major transition and that huge decision, and I feel so glad to be where we are, and I feel so grateful for the progress on all the different fronts that we've made. I'm so grateful for the freedom to chase those dreams and to follow those paths without having to be held back by some sort of obligation that kept us from doing the things that were truest to ourselves. We've met so many great new people. We've connected in the community. I've been weekly picking up my local sourdough bread order and going to the farmer's market in the summer. Lots of exploring and hiking when time allows. And it's just been everything that I wanted it to be. When I sit on my porch and I overlook the mountains that are to our south with my fizzy water at the end of the day, I just feel such peace. And that is something that I feel like I treasure more than most things, the peace and the quiet and the serenity of just being here in this beautiful air with the beautiful fragrance of the junipers and the piñons and the birds that are all nesting right now. So celebrate with me this 1 year milestone. Thanks for coming back for Less House, More Moolah podcast. More guests on the lineup to come.